My heart is beating so fast right now because it's like really scary to face this, I guess. Because I've been thinking about it ever since I watched that film. What's it called? That film that we watched, the Japanese film.
Afterlife?
Yeah, Afterlife. Like the whole time, like all I was thinking about was like, what memory would I pick?
What memory would you relive for eternity?
You know, like, what are the parameters of this memory? Like, can it be a year? Can it be a mindset? Can it be like a feeling? Can it only be a moment? I'll give you the flashes that I want to remember the most, or that I even still remember now. It's cold, and suddenly I'm like a bit of a klutz. I discovered that my shoes had so little traction that I could slide like on the grades. And then we were just like in the rain, like while it's sprinkling, like in the night, like running along the grades, and then like stopping suddenly so that our shoes would continue to slide. And it wasn't like a significant moment, but I was really, really happy.
There was this one time where I was hanging out with all my friends. I was just kind of like stuck in a weird headspace, like kind of just not really feeling that good. And then at one point, one of my friends pointed out, like, wow, it's so nice, like having all of you guys here. And at that moment, I just sat there and looked around at all my friends, and I was just like, wow, I'm really lucky to be here right now.
I went to Europe with my family, and there was just this one night where we were at a restaurant in France, and it was just full of that untainted, pure happiness, and everything just feels so free. And in that moment, I was just with the people I loved the most. Couldn't really ask for anything else.
The candy flip is like the ultimate pleasure regardless, so like chemically you're already there. But this music festival was during New Year's. During the countdown, like me and my girlfriend had like this intense moment of like, I love you, this situation is awesome, like I can't imagine being anywhere else, being with anybody else, and I know we're gonna have to do long distance eventually, but we're gonna make it. And it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like what I felt in my brain, I've never felt any other time in my life.
I guess watching the TV show Lost was always special to me because it was the first time I saw like my dad on TV, and it was also just kind of a show, the first show that I guess my family and I watched together from beginning to end. Even my brother, who was 3 at the time, but still watched it anyways, even though he was like scared during the scary parts. But I don't know, just something about that regularity and that like comfort was sweet.
I had brought like a Bluetooth speaker in my backpack, so yeah, it was like the music was the background music in like a movie for our adventure. Like I don't know, like The Hobbit setting off on an adventure or something like that. Passed by like this sulfur location where like the hot water was rushing out of the mountain, and there was just steam everywhere in the air, so you would see one person just walk into the steam and like their whole body would just disappear into it. It was really mystical. Like, you would just sink your body into the hot springs, and we were like surrounded by like a group of like real old Icelandic men, and they were like laughing to each other and drinking their beers. Yeah, it was just like really blissful there.
I would want to actually relive a memory that I can't remember, which is when I was 3 years old, because that was before my younger brother was born. But not only because of that, but because my apparel work has to do with my relationship with my mom, and so I asked her for old pictures of just the two of us together, and the only ones were actually from that period between when I was 0 and 5, when she just had me while she was doing her postdoc, to when we moved to Michigan and my brother was born and my life went in a completely opposite direction. She texted me the pictures and I was like, oh my god. I typed all this in Mandarin, but in Mandarin I said, oh, I was so cute when I was little, and she responded in a way that really like shocked me and broke my heart, and she was like, 是啊，你小时候是很可爱，而且每天都很快乐. And so that roughly translates to, you're right, you were really cute when you were little, Furthermore, you were so happy every day. Yeah. As if I wasn't happy afterwards, or as if I'm not happy now. And I just, because I don't remember it, I want to go back to reliving that feeling of what it was like to just be my mom and I.
How can anyone decide if it's a good or a bad memory anyway, you know? There's just like moments like that that can like displace me out of regular mundane life, you know? But I mean, if you're gonna relive it for eternity, you wouldn't even have like the mundane life you need to displace.
Yeah, exactly.